Hello, how you doing? Good day. Welcome to another newspaper review. Today the 16th day of December. How you doing? I hope everything is going just well for you. Welcome to this broadcast. Thank you for being here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to my Nigeria Watch family across the globe. It's a beautiful Friday morning. Yes, it's a beautiful Friday morning over here. I hope it's going on just fine for you too. Thank you very much for being on this broadcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Please do what to like. As we move on, do what to like the broadcast, do what to share, invite, quickly share to other platforms. Let them know that we are here and it's about time to discuss the affairs of our beloved nation. Good morning to you all, Sagi Daddy. How you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being on here. Good morning to you too. Esto, how you doing? Good to have you on the broadcast. Osagbovo, how you doing? Good morning to you too. So, Esto, you just reminded me of a famed Akwa Ibom singer. His name is Esther, and he has one of the most beautiful love songs out there ever. So it's good to have you on the broadcast. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being on here. It's good to have you watching the broadcast. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Come on, talk to me. Say something to me on the comment section. We're moving on into the business of the day. But before we do so, I want to give a shout out to my panelists and to each and every one of you on the broadcast with me today, and to also, appeal to you to please take out time to like the broadcast as we move on. Please take out time to like the broadcast. Thank you very much. Hi, Fred. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being on here, sir. Stanley Destiny. Good morning to you too. How you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being on here. Please do what to okay, I already told you to like the broadcast, and I'm sure you would, right? Please take out time to like the broadcast. Please also take out time to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Yes, it's safe and secure. And if you are watching the replay, please engage us by clicking on the super thanks option. The super thanks is just beneath the video with the love thanks. Yes, that's it, just there in circled. Please do what to engage it. It is still very safe and secured. Thank you very much. And if you would like to, do a direct transfer to our account details, please, you have it on the screen. Please do also engage us. I mean, this is a platform run by one person, so please do what to support us as much as you can. Do what to support us. Thank you very much. Thank you. And this is also to say that we are grateful for being a part of us and running with us. And this is a platform, this is an unbiased platform, and it is not easy to run platforms that are unbiased in a time like this in Nigeria. So please, people, do well to support us. Yes, I have to say that again. Please do well to support us. Thank you very much. Okay, Johnson Emmanuel, how you doing? Johnson Emmanuel, you said something very profound yesterday. I had to, even share it and discuss with other people. You said something about everybody doing well. Everybody, like you just hit it down. Whether you're herbalist or banje, wife, husband, children, whatever it is, whoever it is that you are, we just have to start doing the right things now. Thank you for saying that, Johnson, and welcome to the broadcast. So each and every one of you on the comment section, we see your comments, we read them. They don't just go unmissed. So please take out time to drop comments on here. Take out time to click on the link and come on here. Your submission could just be that line that changes it for someone. So please do not hold it back. And thank you to every panelist that joins us and joins their voice with us to form a Voltron on making our country a better and a safe place. Thank you for being on here. We'll move to the dailies. Yes, we'll move to the dailies. All right, our first paper for today is going to be Daily Trust. On Daily Trust, we have EFCC remains 136 billion naira, recovers 30 billion naira from suspended accountant general. Food inflation rises to 24% as festive season sets in. 24%. Ha. All right, NNPC oil theft onslaught yielding results as production hit 1.59 million barrels per day in December. And on IPOP, food traders boycott Southeast as Northerners flee. Prices of perishable items, other foodstuffs soar over blockade. We have lost at least 100 persons in 1 week, and this has to do with the whole sit at home and with the whole insecurity going on in the Southeast right now. Comply with stay at home order to avoid danger. Hausa community leader. Umahi declares war on separatist leader. Ekpa. INEC 53 attacks are recorded on our facilities. DSS warns against commodities price hikes. Train crushes woman driving across rail line. Blasphemy. Reactions as Kano cleric sentenced to death. Ganduje to sign death warrants. I Will Die a Hero, and that's by Abdul Jabbar. Okay, so social media went agog with the reaction from. So there was a court hearing. Yes, there was a court hearing on blasphemy. Okay, the sensitivity of this issue and it's in. Okay, I will leave this one for my panelists to come and dissect. But Nigerians are saying that are we not trashing this in our judicial court? Blasphemy, and if we are saying this is Sharia, are we not going to enter? Is it now that we want to? Is it now that we want to choke mouth inside blasphemy matter? I don't understand the whole outcry by the nation. We saw what was done to Deborah, nothing was done, and now this same law of theirs is about to be carried out on one of theirs, and the entire country is about to be shut down because of this. I am all for humanity, but when are we going to start speaking, when to apply the law and on whom we are going to apply the law? If there was a blasphemy in this case, why did the man get to the point where he's being tried in court? Why is he not taken out the same way other Christians or other people are being taken out when it has to do with blasphemy? We'll move on to another story. If you're interested in this story, we'll move on to page 6. I really don't understand how we are running on our judicial and we are still running on Sharia. Of course, it will bring this kind of katakata and this kind of nonsense news and verdicts and in short everything that we are. If you're interested in this story, okay, let me see. So, if you'd like more on the story, please pick a copy of Daily Trust today and go on to page 4. Let's move on to another viral video that went viral yesterday would be of a woman who was on the rail tracks. We could tell that she was trying to, but that was, I don't know, Nigerians, let's stop thinking that we can be too fast. Let's stop thinking that we can be too fast. I'm sure she thought she could, just quickly, but her car got hooked. She couldn't leave, and she had opened the car door. She was about to just, get out of there, but she was not fast enough. The train came and swept her. Oh dear. But MTN has claimed that and has come to say she's a staff of NTA2. She's the NTA2 staff, and she was on her way to the office when that happened. It's such a sad, such last minutes, those last moments. Oh, I'm sure she must have died 1,000 times before the train eventually got to her. That was a sad one. And now DSS. Now this is another thing that is in the news. DSS don't work with intelligence, or they choose when to work with intelligence, as they did with the fuel. They came out and they gave a 48 hours ultimatum for fuel, and you see, 48 hours, in short, 1 week later, the fuel is still there, the fuel scarcity is still there, and now they are out here warning against commodities price hike. How will there not be commodity hike? So who are you going to? Are they DSS are not ready? DSS are playing us, Nigerians. Just so you know, they are playing us on this. They don't mean it. They don't mean it. They are not speaking for our interest. You don't come out and be giving ultimatum. You don't come out and be warning people. What is the problem? It should be traced down. Go and meet your organic people should sort it out. If there is commodity hike, why is there commodity hike? These are the things that we should be looking at instead of threatening people. All of this is, they just say some things. They just say what they wish or what they know that should be happening. They just put it out there, but they don't see to it that it is being implemented. They don't see to it that it is being carried out. if you think otherwise, please say something on the comment section. I've got my eyes on there. Thank you very much. Let's move on. INEC has come out to claim that 53 attacks has been recorded on their facilities. So for Nigerians, we did do ourselves with this one. So please, 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 let's act right. And there's no better time to keep saying something like things like, if you see something, please say something. If you see something, please say something. And the people of the southeast, I don't know, if to say they should be expecting some kind of I'm lost for words right now, but food traders are boycotting Southeast. And Northerners are also fleeing the place. You also have in the news the Hausa community leader telling his people to obey the sit at home, just so, to reduce the number of deaths of the Northerners in the Southeast. And they said that in over 1 week, in the past 1 week, that they've lost over so it says we've lost at least 100 persons, and this is all attributed or all accredited to the to the sit at home that happened last week, the enforced sit at home that happened last week by somebody that is not in the country and doing the sit at home with you. I don't understand. I don't understand how you people allow somebody lead you from very far away. All right, let's move on. Well, it's also good news to see that Nnamdi Kanu already, is has declared war on Ekpa, and also Umahi has also declared war on Ekpa, and it's good. And I think every governor, every political leader, every person, that has supported the Biafra movement, that has supported the IPOB movement, those ones that stood as shorty for Nnamdi, everybody that has spoken for Nnamdi Kanu, this is a time where they should, speak up and fight this person. Yes, else it's also going to be connected to them. This is the time where they have to come together and fight whoever this Simon Ekpa is. They need to deal decisively with the person. All right. The government no go see this one go after. The government will not see this one that is causing all this mayhem. Let's see what other story. Food inflation rises to 24%. There's nothing to say on that. There's nothing to say on that. If you see in Nigeria, just shake the person and say, well done, you are trying. That's all I will say on that one. Let's move on to another story. On here, we have the Punch on here. Let's take the Punch. On the Punch, we have inflation pushes 5 million into poverty, wage value down 35%. Inflation pushes 5 million into poverty, wage value down 35%. PDP APC clash as bidding ails Buhari. Diaspora Nigerians to renew passport on arrival. 470 billion naira debt. Adeleke vows probe Oyetola's aid slams governor. Banks run out of new naira, demand so. Cashiers ratio new notes. Lenders allot 100,000 naira per teller in banks. Suspicious customers snub new notes as local traders reject new currency. Court declines to stop CBN withdrawal policy. Emefiele meets reps Tuesday. Tanker fire rocks Oyo community, destroys property. Tearful relatives, friends send Samuel Okposu home. Seriki's death shocking, Buhari, Tinubu, Sanwo-Olu mourn. EFCC protests as Ekweremadu blames commission for detention. All right, we've heard from Ekweremadu finally, and this time around, or surprisingly, he is blaming the EFCC for his detention. Okay, if you want more on that story, please pick up the Punch. And yes, Samuel Okposu, the legendary gospel singer Samuel Okposu, has been laid to rest at 51. It was a very teary sight. It was quite emotional, and I'm sending condolences to the family, to the wife, to the children. It just goes on to say, right? Um, Life is but a passage. No, not life is but a passage. Earth is a passage, and we all will surely pass on. We all will surely pass on. We'll all pass on to the real life. So I hope everything you do right here on earth, you prepare yourself for life itself. And I hope you are ready to live a life that is worthy. And I hope you're ready to live a better life, because this right here, to me, this is not the life. This is just a passage. We are only passing through earth to go to life. All right. Tomorrow is sure not promised. All right. Yeah, we have tire fanker rocks. Tire a tanker carrying for got off, and this is happening again. And we've there are reports of destroyed properties, people dying, and this had reduced at some point, but it's sad to see that we are still having all these reckless explosions. Honestly, it's really reckless. All right, now this new naira, that's yesterday we say that the new naira will be in disbursement. Yeah, it actually was, but surprisingly, states like Lagos and Abuja, before 12 noon, they were out of the new naira. Wetin dey happen? The bankers, have they started giving this money back to these people that are holding money? Because that is where the focus should be. That is where the focus should be. Now they're saying banks are already running out of new naira. How much did CBN give to them, and how are they disbursing it? This is the problem. Who is making sure that these policies are implemented? Do they just put things or say things the way they wish to see it, or the way they rather want to be? But the real work is not in the brainstorming, is not in the fancy policies, or in the better, or in the good policy. It is in the implementation. And now we are already saying that there is money we just enter, don't even finish already. Are people already ordering? All right. So people who went to the bank are still getting the old naira. Banks are saying that they are out of new naira. People are rushing the money, and also a large percent of people are complaining that traders are not collecting the money. So who are the people rushing to collect the new naira when people? Yesterday morning, I said I watched a video of how a lady in the bus gave the conductor the green one. And this money will not be using color to identify the money. I think the green one is 1,000 naira. Okay, she was giving the conductor the green naira. The green naira. Okay, I shouldn't be saying green, but she was giving the new naira. The conductor refused to collect. He said, "With my eyes closed, I would take the old one over this new one. That is not familiar. He doesn't know this money. Imagine, he doesn't know the money." These are people that deal with cash every day, and they don't even know the new naira. There should be sensitization going out there, and people are saying suspicious customers here in the news. Suspicious customers, they snub new notes as local traders. Local, I said yesterday, what are you going to tell mama when you take the new naira to go and give mama? Of course, she would think you've brought one foreign currency to her, and that they just need to, the education needs to go out there. Right. And now we are with these two people again are before us, Adeleke and Oyetola. New developments. This is Oyetola needs a lot of questions. He has a lot of answers to give to us. I know they say governance is continuity, but we cannot continue with ex-governors like this, with people, who loot or who siphons the treasury just before the leave. Reports circulating online by Adeleke administration is that after Oyetola lost the elections, he went on ahead to borrow. He went on ahead to collect a loan that was not stated, and Adeleke is saying that Adeleke is going on to say that Oyetola collected a loan of 18 billion naira, and he left 407.32 billion naira loan debt left for him. So after you lost the election, you definitely know that you are not continuing. You went on ahead to collect, and we are saying that you should just move on. You should leave. No, this move on, you should leave, is what will make Adeleke also steal his own when he's leaving. They need to be dealt with. In my own opinion, we can't keep saying they should just leave them to move on and all of that. They need to make a scapegoat. for one of these people leaving the office. We cannot continue. The state house in Abuja. It is said that his administration looted everything, even down to the televisions, the chairs, the cars. None of them are where they should be. They are still asking for things like that, and they're coming to know that you took 18 billion naira. You are leaving a debt of 407. The only thing you left in the treasury was November salary, and this is based on the report by Adeleke. That the only thing he left in the treasury was just November salary. That's all. That Oyetola collect the treasury. We cannot keep saying they should continue. So somebody needs to be made an example of. That is why they keep stealing. If you don't make an example of either of any of these people, it will just continue. How do we continue? How do they move on from this? How does it move on from this? 407 billion naira debt. Even when Oyetola came out to say that nothing, that that is not owing anybody, he has clear. How can you come out and lie to us? You lie to the people. Wow. Somebody is definitely lying. It's either Adeleke or Oyetola. But whatever it is not good for the people of Osun State. Whatever it is not good for the people of Nigeria. Because this same, either of these people would want to rise and want to take other positions someday. And this is it. You will not, Oyetola will not be queried, he will not be questioned, and then tomorrow Oyetola will move on to want to be a minister or something. Look at, we are not asking questions on these ones. We should be asking these questions. All right, let's move on. So Biden, President Joe Biden, did you people hear what he said about Buhari yesterday? Let's see if it is in another paper. But before we move on to another paper, good news for diaspora Nigerians. A law has been set, has been implemented, that you can now, travel down home with your expired passports. So you are not stranded. If you are outside the country, your passport has expired, you are not stranded, my dear brother, my dear sister. You can come back home with that expired passport and renew the process when you get home. This is a new. What do you think about this? This is a good policy. This is a good policy. Oh, mind you, you cannot use this to globetrottle. You can only use this to come back home and do the needful. You cannot use it to travel back to wherever you're coming from. You get to do the needful when you're home, but it just means that you don't get stranded wherever you have. And moreover, we don't really have good things to say of some of our embassies out there, especially the ones outside. They have issues, getting their new passports and all of that. So this will help. This should help, and this will definitely help. This is a good one. All right, we'll move on to another story. Let's see what other story we have on here. We are yet to take the Tribune. Let's take the Tribune. Okay, on the Tribune we have here, stop blame game, pass constitution amendment. Afenifere tells NAS state houses of assembly. On blasphemy, Kano cleric sentenced to death by hanging. Here we have excitement in Southeast as second Niger bridge opens for use. Nigeria's sugar sector attracted $3 billion investment in 10 years. Executive Secretary. Biden wants Buhari INEC to be impartial in 2023 elections. Criminals use petrol bombs to attack INEC offices, and that's by IGP. And he goes on to say, enough is enough. All right. Appeal court clears Rivers APC candidates to contest. Newly redesigned Naira notes insufficient in banks as ATMs dispense old notes. So all the money where CBN released yesterday, where Nigeria, my country. All right. Yeah, okay, we are taking the story again of 407.32 billion naira debts. Adeleke Oyetola in war of words. Yeah, we have recovered over 201 billion naira from oil firms in royalty default. Many buildings burnt as loaded fuel tankers skid off road in Ibadan. All right. Yeah, we've taken some of the stories on here. My question is, all of the money that CBN sent to the banks yesterday, how is it all cleared? Abi, CBN, how are they? What is the means, the method that has been put in place to implement this new Naira policy? it is as important as the policy. It is as important as the entire policy. Else everything will come to nothing. Else everything would come to a waste. It will be a waste of resources. It will be a waste of everything if just the same week that disbursement is happening, these people are already packing Ghana must go of money out of the banks. It's really would it really would be unfair. It really would be unfair. All right, let's see what other story on here. Okay, we've taken some of the stories on here. I think the only story we are yet to take would be Joe Biden, the president of the United States. Would be Joe Biden saying there was something he used. He said that, Buhari, I'm trying to get that on my screen, but I saw that news yesterday, and of course, it has been in my head. He describes Buhari as a real model for democracy in Africa. United States President Joe Biden has hailed President Muhammadu Buhari for his efforts in deepening democracy not only in Nigeria but also in Africa. The US president spoke in Washington, D.C., while meeting with leaders of 6 African countries billed to have elections in 2023 on the sidelines of the US Africa Leaders Summit taking place in the US Capitol. All right. Okay, that's just the long and short. That's just the long and short of that, and that triggered a lot of Nigerians. And I want to hear your own submission. What you think about this? I think Barry has been tagging himself, saying that is the legacy. That is one legacy that he is going to leave. He said he will be leaving a legacy of a free and fair election. Yes, he said we live in a legacy of free and fair elections. So, and Joe Biden coming out to say that, that is the real is the model for democracy, is a real model for democracy, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa. I say, oh, should we not be proud that good things are spoken of our president, or should we say that now them after all now our proceed of our country now when they use they run in our own country. So you people don't even wish well for Nigerians. If you are going to say that is the real hope of democracy, which democracy with what is happening in the country? Well, let me hear what you think about that. Let's take our last paper for this segment. That will be the Daily Sun. EFCC frustrated my bill application in London. That's by Ekwere Madu. Asks courts to vacate for future order on property. This Ekwere Madu, you don't want to face the one that you are in already. You are still thinking of the properties here back home. Okay. Blasphemy. Court sentences Islamic cleric to death by hanging. On 2023 polls, EFCC probing prominent politicians, that's by Bawa, confirms working with INEC to check vote buying, says commission recovered 30 billion naira from ex-AGF to auction over 150 homes forfeited, commissions desperate to tarnish our image, Kogi government. Check rising violence in our land, Archbishop Obina tells Igbo. Oyetola left. Yeah, we took that story already. Federal government, Kalu orders Demola Seriki, ex-Nigerian ambassador to Spain. Igbo to get presidency faster, voting for me. Of course, that is by Atiku. I don't know why Atiku is it's almost like a curse. It's almost like he's licking one juju to say, Igbos, if you people don't vote for me, there will be no presidency, because I don't understand what's in there happen with this. What of the other tribes? Why? What's with the Igbos right now? All right, let's move on. Saying protesters ground NAS as new Naira note goes into circulation. That's as much as we have on our newspaper review today. Thank you very much for sticking around. To my amazing panelists, thank you for being on here. Brother Nice, good morning to you, sir. Good to have you on here.
Good morning, Miss Emma. Shalom to all the panelists, people on the comment section. Shalom all to Naija Watch family around the globe. Yeah, Miss Emma. All the news that you present The one that caught my attention is the Joe Biden's speech to Buhari. You know, you see the reason why I always respect Donald Trump. When I always talk about Donald Trump here, people will be telling me, "Oh, Donald Trump is this, is that, he's not good, he's extremist," you know. But people forgot that Donald Trump, first of all, is a Christian, and the man always tell people to their face. He tell you the way it is. It's only Donald Trump that have the the confidence to tell to Muhammadu Buhari that why are you killing Christians in Nigeria? You see? But this man, this Joe Biden, he don't have that balls to say that because he always put their interest first before the life of Nigerians. All the evil that this government, this Buhari have done to Nigeria, he see nothing wrong about it, and he still telling Buhari is a democracy, and is a I don't know what he said about. He said it's not only in Nigeria that it's democracy; it's all over Africa. You know, so there's only Donald Trump that told Buhari, call him one-on-one to his office and tell him, why are you killing Nigeria? Why do you hate Christians so much in Nigeria that you are killing Christians? But if you are telling people here, the people that have the mind to rule a nation and to set nation in the right path is people like Donald Trump. You know, when the man lose, many people were celebrating. I was just laughing because they don't like honest people. The world don't like truth. You know, Donald Trump, I still respect that man till tomorrow. And he hold Buhari responsible for all the evil that they have done to Nigerians. You know, so when the man even left, Buhari was a bit happy because he loses the re-election. You understand? But all this one that is working with his government now is very happy with them. People like Joe Biden that cannot tell the truth to the face of Muhammadu Buhari. He cannot tell him to his face. You know, you cannot ask him what he want to tell me that he does not see the killing of Deborah, the lynching of Deborah, and others as well that has been happening in Nigeria. The killing in Tollgate. You want to tell me that Joe Biden want to tell me that he does not see that? The blood of Nigeria that has spent in the hands of Buhari. Then he's going there to say, well, let me just forget about Joe Biden. You understand? Donald Trump is still the man till tomorrow to me. You know, it's just a pity that people don't like truth and they don't recognize good things. That's just the truth in this world. Lies always overshadow truth. But at the end of the day, truth stand out, victorious. You know. Let me go to this thing. That cleric that they said they sentenced to death. What has he done, the cleric? Even though I'm not a fan of their religion, what has he done that they sentenced him to death? Has he killed somebody? Why is it that in this same Nigeria that we have constitution, we have law, then people are still using Sharia law on people in the same Nigeria? You know, even though the man is a Muslim, he believes in Sharia law and all those things, it's not supposed to be like that. A secular country where we have law and constitution, we're not supposed to be using other law to judge people. It's supposed to be one law to judge everybody. The man, to my knowledge, I know that he has not killed anybody. Why will you sentence him to death? Why can't you sentence him to prison? Huh? I don't understand. If he has done anything wrong, sentence him to prison. They are 6 months in prison according to the crime that you committed. They are 6 months sentence. They are 1 year sentence. They are 10-year sentence. You know, according to the crime. But why will you just sentence somebody to death? The person that, because he has not killed anybody. The only crime he committed now is blasphemy. Why will you just sentence somebody to death because of blasphemy? Blasphemy to who? If it's blasphemy, do you have right to take somebody's life? That country, I don't think we are living in Nigeria anymore. That country, I think that country is Arabic Saudi. It's Saudi Arabia. That is not Nigeria anymore. Or maybe it's Indonesia. You know, where they just, I don't understand. Hello, Missima, you want to say something?
Yes, brother, nice. Yes, I do. I do. Well, you were asking if I'd say I would just say what is here, but you are asking what it is that he has done. He was charged by the Kano state government with blasphemy, incitement, and sundry offenses. The government claimed that the cleric was famous for controversial religious commentaries and statements which were regarded as embarrassing to the Holy Prophet Muhammad. All right, that's it.
That is what is going on in Iran now. When you protest, they will say you wage war against their God. They will execute people for just protesting, asking for their own rights. This is not Iran. This is not Nigeria anymore. If anybody, you said that person is inciting people against the system or against the country, arrest him and take him to competent court. If he's guilty, they will send him to 10 years imprisonment or 5 years imprisonment. Not using Sharia law to. Are we living in Arab country? That is my problem now. That is my question. If it's Arab country now, then we understand that, okay, we are living in Arab country. Not in a country you said is a democracy. We are operating a democratic system, secular system. We does not say that Nigeria is Arab country. Are we not living in Arab country? They should let me know. Then I will not blame them anymore. Because this is the system they use in Arab nation. If a cleric man commits a crime, our system is a democratic system. Take him to competent court. If he's guilty, then we'll sentence him to prison, not execute, not a sentence to death. The likes of people don't mean anything to people in Nigeria anymore. They should take it easy in that country.
All right, brother, nice. Thank you for your submission. Let's talk to someone else. Thank you. I'll come back to you. But if you are just joining us, welcome to our newspaper review. Yeah, we review, we dissect, we look into the headlines. Do well to join us every day, every morning, Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. Nigerian time. Do well to be interested in the affairs of the nation. All right, please like the broadcast as we proceed. Thank you very much. Mr. NCBD, how you doing, Mr. NCBD? Good day to you, sir.
Yes, good morning, Ima. Good day to everyone, the panelists and everyone listening. It's quite a number of the news you had read, a lot of them, but I think I would just say, like what Brian I said last about this issue with the US president commending Buhari and all that. The thing is, like we know, that's why we should not be surprised when things happen like this. They will always put the interest first. And when you see their interest, when you see them commending Buhari, they're actually looking for partners. If you notice the way Africa is changing, if you notice the way China it's kind of made a lot of inroads in Africa in terms of collaborations and business with African governments, you find out that the West, they will sometimes act like they don't see some injustices just because they also want to make sure that they're in good terms with the governments of those countries. So, unless maybe when it's like when people kind of make it so obvious that this government is oppressing us or something like that, that's when you now find them probably kind of withdraw themselves a little bit or handle it in a more less obvious manner. Rarely before you see them intervene to try and you know um, help the citizens of those countries, because at the end of the day it's not even illegal for them, because there's this thing about sovereignty, and there's laws guiding America. As big as they are, there are some things they cannot interfere with in every country. So it's left for us, the people, when we see these things. Nobody will do these things for us. That's one thing we need to understand. We have to be able to call out our own leadership. We have to make sure that our voice is heard around the world, and that's the best way to go about it. Because before we wait for them to get around their interest first, before coming to call out, or punish the African leaders for us, it will take a long time. So then there is this news you also mentioned. I think in the beginning I saw something about is it the IPOP stuff and all that. The thing is that and I saw the newspaper. If I'm mistaken, you can correct me. It's Daily Trust, right?
That's Governor Dave Umahi declares war on Nepal.
Yeah, yeah, I had that one, but I think I was also seeing the screen. The thing is, yeah, definitely, like I said earlier on, a lot of these things, as much as I'm not uh, an IPOB member, and I'm also someone that is for, a good kind of governance in Nigeria. That comprises of justice, equity, and fairness. Those are the conditions for me to keep supporting Nigerian government. But for now, that's what we can do, and we are hoping that Peter Obi will be the one to usher us into that era in Nigeria. Uh, but as much as I'm not a member of IPO, I wouldn't even read, to be honest with you, one line of reporting about IPO from Daily Trust. I don't know. It might sound maybe strange to some people, but that's because they've not been following Daily Trust reporting on. Um, they make their bias so obvious, and it's almost like an obsession. And I'm not going to say just because it's a northern newspaper, but because there are other northern newspapers that are fair. Maybe a few of them, very few, maybe. I don't know if there is even any. So we need clear reporting, and if you notice, they are the only one that had that story right in their front page. So there's always a reason talking about traders. Is it food traders are running away? All those kind of news, and which when you do proper investigation, you find out that there's um, just a very minimal semblance of truth in it, not even truth itself. So that's basically it. And for Atiku saying that, the Igbos and all that, the thing is that me, I'm not even this kind of people that are kind of desperate or looking for Igbo presidency like that. What I need, what I'm pushing for, what I wish will happen is uh, we need a leadership or a leader with competence, wherever he's from. Someone who loves Nigeria, someone who understands, someone who is a Pan African, someone who, understands that injustice to one is an injustice to all, and is a potential injustice to the entire nation. So we need those kind of leadership. It's not about Igbo and all that, and as much. But to be honest, there are things obviously that we have seen. Obviously, that they have kind of um, done against the Igbos for whatever reason. Maybe it's because of Biafra or because of agitation, whatever belief that the government might have had to do some things that, to me, I find it as serious injustice. It needs to be addressed. But this, for example, what is the for example, this structuring stuff? For example, what is the excuse of putting these people in several regions in the country apart from the southwest? They are basically Igbo people in part of where you call North Benue. There's Igbo people in the south. We have almost every other region. So what is the point of that? You can't do that uh, uh, um, to a group of people. It's not fair. What's your excuse for putting Anioma in south? Okay, so it's not a matter of even the region. What is the matter of not making this? What's your reason for not making these people, being one region? We have Port Harcourt. You put it a different region. Anioma that you took it also to a different region. So it's not good. Those are the injustices that we are talking about. That anybody that is coming to be president or that is promising Igbos anything should be able to address some of those injustices. But on a larger scale, I wouldn't just be this talking about Igbo presidency and all that, even if I know that before now it has always been rotational. But I'll push for someone that have the character, the competence that can unite the country and also address the structural and the institutional corruption that has been affecting that country, so that there will be equal development and there will be less corruption for every part of the of the nation. That's what we need. Someone who loves, someone who understands that it's not about their tribe, but about Nigeria as a whole. So Atiku and those promises, they are good, but that's not what is most important, to be honest. So thank you. I'll stop there for now. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. NCBD. It's been a while we had you on the panel. It's good to have you on here. Thank you for taking out time to join us today. Mr. Kingsley says, "I hold Buhari accountable for the insecurity and disintegration of Nigerians and the Japa movement." Which the presidency says, I mean, the Japa movement is, it's been happening. There's nothing new about it right now. They sure do not see the rise. They do not see the numbers. They are not reading the data. They do not see the problem. They do not see that Nigerians are, packing up, and this is not all day. This is not the usual. But thank you for bringing that up again, Mr. Kingsley, and thank you for being on the broadcast. Mr. Machiavelli, how are you doing today? Good to have you on the broadcast. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I don't know before. I don't know if it's possible to just say something for like 30 seconds before Machiavelli, if it's okay. Like
You can go ahead, my
topic.
brother.
All right,
All right,
thank
then.
you. On this, yeah, thank you so much. Well, this thing about these people in the north sentencing the cleric and all that, and this is why you find out that when these people are talking about secessionists and in the south, maybe it's a Biafra or maybe Yoruba Nation or whoever, or even the time Niger Ejo people try to secede, you find out that there's a lot of hypocrisy, because you cannot claim that you are in one country and the North can have that kind of a law, whether you call it Sharia or whatever, in the same country. How does it make any sense? Is it a different country? Can people in the in the East, for example, um, make one law that they'll use and punish somebody different from what is in the Constitution? So it's quite unfortunate, and this is why sometimes, even when we see some of these people agitating, I don't usually waste a lot of time insulting them or even condemning them. The only thing I usually tell them is that try to do it in a more how do you say, in a more strategic and diplomatic manner, so that you don't find yourself carrying arms or whatever against the government, no matter the kind of pressure you face, because that's how now they use, and we don't want people to lose their life in the process. So But this is just the reason why sometimes it's very hard to make a case for one Nigeria sometimes. But at the same time, we are still hopeful. We hope that things will change, and we still believe in the unity and progress of the country as a whole. But it's just quite unfortunate that these people can be carrying out this kind of judgment, verdicts, and even executing it in the same country, and we claim to be one country. So there's a lot of hypocrisy, and it's just appalling. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Insibidi. Please, we are yet to like the broadcast. Please take out time to like the broadcast. Thank you very much. Mr. Machiavelli, let's have your submission, sir.
Thank you. Good morning to Ms. Ima. Good morning to the panelists over there, Brother Nice and Mr. CBD. And good morning to Nigerians that are on the comment section. And good morning to all the concerned citizens around the globe. First of all, let me quickly address Mr. Ogiri Kingsley. Thank you so much, my brother, in as much as I align with you on what you said. But on the channel, we don't use languages or calling names. We don't call people names. Please, my lovely brother, can we desist from this kind of thing? You can criticize somebody constructively, but calling names, it is not an ideal thing, because we're all trying to educate these people who has put us in this kind of danger. We should not be using the language, kind of using it to indoctrinate ourselves again. Please, let's just desist from calling names like that. Talk constructively and let them understand the reason why they should listen to you. This is why we are all here, to sanitize our people. Okay, so I want to talk on the issue of this cleric being sentenced about blasphemy and stuff like that. You see, this is one thing I continue to speak here. I'm a very democratic person. I believe in democratic process. In a given country like Nigeria, it is very stated. It's a federal state because we are, it's a democratic state. We are not operating an Islamic state. So there's a two different ball game here. If the people in the seat of power cannot start putting things in order, this is the reason why I tell you that your indoctrination, you have to change it to education. Because you cannot have, like, I align with what Mr. Nsimbidi just said. If a lot of people are agitating because you think that the laws that are supposed to govern the land, which everybody is supposed to be subject to or under, certain people are still above it. So in the South, we call it a democratic process. In the North, we're going to say, oh, Sharia law, that is an Islamic way of doing things. Then their agitation is absolutely right. We have to look at it on that angle. So if we call Nigeria a democratic state, so which means what they're doing over there is a violation of the Constitution. It's simple. You cannot tell me that because of this, oh, they can appeal it. What do you mean by appealing? Can you go to the United States and start operating a different law other than what the Constitution says? The answer is no. Because if you look at the United States, it's called a federal state. We also call it federal state. But the way we are operating the federalism is not a true federalism. This is what we're trying to tell the country now. Because the three arms of government that we have is the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. So the judiciary should oversee matter that comes to when it interprets the law. So why are other people taking it upon themselves to not interpret a different law in a given political state? So I don't feel comfortable with that. That is why we Nigerians must stand tall to address this issue once and for all. It is either you understand, they understand that we are operating a federal state and a democratic process should be applied here. Not having one law on one side set of the country and the other to the other one. It is absolutely none. I don't support that. And I believe that cleric should be given a fair trial as stated in the Constitution. That's all I want to say on that. And the Nigerian government must know that the agitations of other tribes regarding is that lead to all these kind of issues. So if you don't tackle, so what is the National Assembly doing? These are the people who makes the law. You see the problem when I was saying that they are the problem of our country. You cannot be sitting in the chambers deliberating the laws of the land while other people are doing the other thing the other way around. So it's not democratic. So the issue of our naira being in circulation and it's short. You see, another problem, and even the citizens themselves are not even aware of what is going on. That is what we call when you make the people get misinformed about what is going on. I can tell you, like, not all Nigerians knew that there is a new naira in circulation, because the country where you have the government are not showing awareness to the citizen of what is going on in the country. How can the people be aware of it? And the naira has just came out now, no more in the bank. So there's a problem somewhere that needs to be tackled. So like what Mr. Ima said, it means there are some people that are holding the money, trying to change their old ones. Where are we heading to? This is not a country that is being run in a democratic way. This is a problem. And also the issue where you say Joe Biden of the United States actually said, congratulate Buhari and say, President Muhammadu Buhari, thank you for standing tall for democracy, championing democracy. Oh, well, you have to understand, they are the American, what do you call, international kind of their relations with other member states in the African member states is deteriorating. And they see the likes of China and Russia taking over. So they want to boost their cooperation. So they will always want to make sure they hype a lot of people, especially Nigeria. You can understand that Nigeria is the giant of Africa and it's kind of the commander-in-chief of Africa. So definitely they will always want to make sure that they ginger Nigeria to enable that thing called democracy, which already the United States always champion. And they see the likes of Russia and thing being a dictatorial state. So they want to always make sure they push that agenda. That is why you see that, because it is very, very crystal clear that even the blind will see that the Nigerian state right now is not it's not what's called democratic. So looking at it, you went to Nigeria, you went to the United Nations a few months ago to champion the word democracy. That is very good. But back in your own house, there's not what we call democracy. You are not practicing what you are preaching. Because when you go out, you start championing democracy. That is why the All Progressive Congress flag bearer was calling his name. I always remind you guys here, Buhari, 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 because he has told them that he single-handedly brought you in. So which means the election that brought you in is not a free and fair election. So if you are not telling Nigerians that you want to give them a free and fair election, then you have to prove them, because there are news or issues coming out that some people are not being given a fair grant to actually exercise their franchise. One, they cannot come out to say they are supporting Labour parties. Their billboard is not being, their banner is not being displayed in the billboard. Some other top politicians who believe that their party, they will suppress the other little parties. Is that democratic? So why can't you talk about those issues? Then you see the voters registration is not being given to the people. We are seeing voters registration inside the soccer way. Is that democratic? If you think you are going to give us a proper democracy, or what you are a free and fair election, all these issues that the Nigerian citizens are laying out, then you should be ironing it. Why are you not calling the INEC to say what is going on with their PVCs? Why are you depriving the voters from exercising their franchise? All these things you are supposed to be told. There are issues down in the Southeast whereby people are not happy. Why don't you say, okay, let us sit down in a round table. What is actually going on? Because you cannot, in a democracy, you cannot settle issue with violence. No way. It is either by negotiation, then tolerance and negotiation goes either way. So this is what we need. We need to tolerate each other. We need to listen to each other. Where is our problem coming from? That is how democracy is. It's a question of you negotiating things. You say, okay, that's fine. We see that we are going to give you guys this. We are going to give you guys this. We make sure we delegate more powers to the state, or give this region more. Show something. Put something on the table. And that is why the PDP candidate, who is the Atiku Abubakar, is also another problem to Nigeria, because you cannot be using certain things to campaign in your election. That is against them, because you cannot go to a certain country, a certain region, and tell them, oh, if you don't vote, if you vote for me, that will guarantee, that will fasten your own leadership, that will fasten the Igbo leader. That is a very kind of a sensitive rhetoric. You can't use that language. So how many tribes do we have in Nigeria? There are lots of them. So if we're making these 3 tribes to be more superior to other tribes, we then now see themselves as second-class Nigerians. So these 3 main tribes are the one ruling. In 2, it's still ruling. You are suppressing the other one. It's not being democratic anyway. Because if you are saying it's democratic, then what is given to Paul should be given to Peter. It should not be one-sided. So if you are not telling them, you are trying to suppress them to vote for you because you want to fasten their own leadership, it means that the other rest of the tribes or geopolitical zones or a section of the country will see themselves to be minors. So all this rhetoric are just ways that politicians are using to suppress you as a voter. We need to tolerate each other. We need to make sure that we are putting things on the ground that champion that democracy. How do you champion democracy? Ensuring that the rule of law, that is a number one. Everybody is subject under the rule of law. Ensuring there's good governance. When there is an election coming like that, ensure there is good practice of educating the electorate instead of using rhetoric of violence and things like that. So in a very clear eye, is Nigeria actually trying to bring out the democracy they are championing in the United Nations? The answer is a total no, and it's a never. So anybody who thinks I'm wrong, right, prove me wrong then. Just tell me where you are seeing a kind of a democratic process here. So this is my fear. And you said about something like the second Niger bridge has been opened and people are happy. Yesterday you came and you told us that it's been opened, but there was a but there, that they should be careful so that they don't go on. Listen, in a country when the government works, how can you tell me that you've repaired a road that you didn't pay with your money? This is a taxpayer's money. And this road has been going on for decades. You've not done, now you've done, you are not still putting another comment to say, please make sure you don't go like this. You are endangering the citizens. If the road is not complete, just tell them not to ply the road. It's not when you are trying to make sure that because you want to use it to fast track your way into the power again, to tell the voter that you are doing things, you are trying to put them into another danger. That is a hazard. You cannot tell me that I should go on that bridge, that the bridge is shaking. No, we've done it, but the bridge is shaking. When I get away, now take the waka. Are you actually helping us or you are putting us in danger? This is the thing. So I urge Nigerians, please, if you know you are applying that, if it's not ready, please don't just go, please. Don't go. Because this is the time whereby people go home to see their families. It's Christmas time. So if this thing is not ready, please don't ply that road. For goodness sake. It will be a hazard. Put it in the right, proper way where people can be able to access it or use it. Instead of saying, oh, we're going to open it today, but people should be careful though, so that what? It means it's not good. So we shouldn't deceive ourselves here. We should always say things the way it is and also make sure that we are actually educating these people. Let them know that what is happening, that is what we are telling them. It's not when you tell them the back of the story. And the issue of the Biafra, in as much as I don't support anything that has to do with secession, but I have to come to a kind of compromise with these people. As a government, if you want to actually see yourself as a democratic state, who is agitating? What is the reason of you agitating? How far has the government deal with these problems? These are some of the issues we should be aligned with. I do not support violence of whatever kind. I don't know who is Simon Ekpa. I don't know who is this. I believe that everybody should be treated fairly. Let us sit down and iron things out. Because right now, whether you like it or not, the Southeast are losing lives. Whoever is putting in the state sit-at-home order, you are not helping the people. You are not even helping the economy. We know that there's insecurity, but the little these people have, let them thrive with it before we can have a proper person that will put the country in a state of a proper democracy. Not this kind of higgy-haga situation we have now. This is what we call the layman's language, biz-bas-bos. But instead of you are telling them to sit at home. Are you going to give them money to feed when you are enjoying the dividends of democracy somewhere else? But these people are already in pain, and you are causing more pain. So even if you are putting a sit at home, what are the necessary things they have to do? Now it is Christmas time now. How are they going to feed? You want them to sit at home and just open their mouth and the head and food will come? This is another thing. Another thing that you have to ask again, what is the government doing? Because this sit at home is almost lasting to almost 1 year. What has the government do to try to make sure that this thing gets done? It's not by bringing arms. No, because in a democracy, just like I stated earlier, you cannot resolve issue with violence. It is only through negotiations and tolerance that we all sit together and negotiate for the way out, and the proper democracy should be given to the people so that they can breathe. So, my fellow brothers and sisters, what I urge you, let us all come together. Let us not see ourselves as problems. Let us continue to educate these people that has given us indoctrinations to fight ourselves. That's what they're doing. Because the people dying in the Southeast now, they are not even politicians anymore. It is more of the people on ground. So who is losing? It is the citizens. These are people who are supposed to be the owner of what? Democracy. So you see that we are still far off unless we come back to the drawing board. Like I said earlier, how did we get here? And how are we going to move forward? Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Machiavelli, thank you very much for that piece. Thank you for that. I'm sure we all heard that twice. Thank you again. But a nice wanted to add a joiner to your submission. So, but a nice, please, let's have you.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Ima. Yeah, about the Naira note that they said they run out of the new Naira note. That CBA governor, that man is super corrupt. That is reason why they run out of new Naira note. That man have connived with Tinubu, to loot the new Naira note. And this a lot of corrupt people in that Nigeria. Those are the people that loot this new Naira note. That is why there's no new Naira note anymore. They have taken it to their hiding, to their container. People like them, all those the one that have refinery. A lot of them, they are the one. How will you tell me that a new Naira note that was just printed, not even up to 3 weeks, and you guys don't have it anymore? That means all the looters in Nigeria has already taken over that new Naira note.
But nice, I'm saying this happened yesterday, right? The disbursement started yesterday, and before 12 noon, it's just a space of how many hours? And we are looking at withdrawal limits happening in February. So, what are the things that has been put in place to make sure that these people don't go and stack money before February again? I mean, at the end of the day, are they really doing this for us? Are they really doing this for us? We're looking at the bigger picture here.
That is what I'm telling you. Bullion van them, Mr. Bullion vans, they're many, not be Tinubu. They don't go stay for front of a bank. They don't use bullion van, take carry and enter inside their houses. I mean, they tell you, Nigeria, not good there. You go still see this new Naira note now. They will still they container, they don't rust. Nigeria. Not good there. Thank you. Now, what I want to talk to that.
Exactly. Also, because the corruption is systemic. So they've not been able to put the necessary mechanisms in place to make sure that nobody can bypass, the right process of withdrawing money. Because as much as they are putting limits, is it not the same Nigeria? You find somebody, have talked to somebody, and before you know, they'll say this one, is we know this one. They'll give him even 10 million. So that's just the problem. If you've not addressed, or if you've not clearly mapped out how you can achieve this kind of thing, there's no need even implementing it, because now people will still bypass, a lot of people will still bypass that. So how come the whole money is finished? So it's just quite unfortunate. But I don't know what their intention was, but there's a lot of inefficiencies in the way they are going about it.
All right, thank you very much for your submissions. Thank you to each and every one of you that has participated on the newspaper review. You see, it's always good to join the newspaper review. It sheds a lot of light on what is happening in our society. And now, for the rest of the day, we need to be having these conversations. What are the intentions of these people? The picture just keeps getting clearer and clearer by the day. At the end of the day, is this for the common man out there? Are they wasting the Nigerian resources? What really is the true intent of this Naira redesign at this point? All right, thank you very much. I hope you have taken out time to like this broadcast. If you haven't, please take out time to like this broadcast. Take out time to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Take out time to turn on your notification bell. Join us on every broadcast. Please, please, please take out time to like the broadcast and endeavor to support us. Yes, a big shout out and thank you to everyone that takes out time to support us. Thank you very much. If you are yet to, please take out time to support us. Thank you very much. All right, this comment by Mr. Kingsley says CBN Governor Emefiele is working with Buhari. It is all political. Mm. Be this their Daura love affair that nobody even understands. Oh dear. So do you, to my panelists, as let's take this. You see what's happening with Oyetola and Adeleke. It's Some people will say when a new leader gets into office, forget these people, don't probe them. It is because these people are not probed. It is because these people are not made to pay, or they are not made to answer for budget and funds. That's why they keep doing it. Looking at Oyetola's case, Oyetola came out and told the people that told them that he owes no salary. He paid off the debt he met, the salaries he has paid up, everything, pension, he has done everything, and he stated an amount he was leaving in the coffers. But Adeleke got in there, and Adeleke has been complaining that things are missing. Even in the state lodge, things are missing. And the latest is the loan that Oyetola took, 18 billion naira loan that he took after he lost the election. That is wickedness, because he knows that it's still these people of Osun that are going to pay this money. These are people who, some of them, their salaries have not even been paid. You can't go collect 18 billion naira loan. That these people and their grandchildren, this is wickedness. This is wickedness. Are we saying that they should leave these people, or these people should be tried? People are saying, oh, Adeleke should forget it. He should let it go. He should come and do. He should not spend the first 2 years of his time. But we need to make an example of someone, because what will make someone to go and take 18 billion naira loan, and you are living the lies, the effrontery to come out and lie to Nigerians and lie to the people that you said, to your own people. I say that our governors don't have love. If you have a governor, if your governor has love for you people, you don't know what God has done for you people. You see the likes of these people, they don't have love. They're wickedness. People that somebody said on here, okay, I think Mr. Machiavelli, said the little that these people have to eat, they are doing sit at home, and they are, they are destroying their properties, their wells, and all of that. You are the poor people, the people that are managing the government is doing nothing for these people. They are doing everything, trying everything possible to, to fend for themselves and their family without having to soil their hands. And yet you have the likes of this one who already is collecting millions every month. And look at what he has done. Mr.
Miss
Machiavelli, you
Ima,
have something? Yes, sir.
yeah, it's me.
But
You
then it's
see,
okay, all right.
yeah, you heard the speech of Oshomole the last time. What you heard what he said? He said they politicians. He said they do a lot of things and they go away with it. Go listen to that speech. For him to even admit alone that they always do a lot of things and they go away with it. That's to tell you the height of corruption in Nigeria. Nobody is proving anybody because their hand is not clean. So that's what we see. These people, they be vampires. I mean, they call them vampires. They don't suck Nigeria dry to the extent that the country that's supposed to develop is not creeping in on development. Nigeria is supposed to don't be like South Africa or let me say to the extent of Dubai itself. If to say this loot are not, they loot our money. Nigeria is supposed to don't reach that extent. We're supposed not to even think of this thing NEPA failure in Nigeria anymore. It's supposed to be the things of the past for many years. The street, but they make Nigeria cripple. Nigeria is still crippling after 60 years of independence. These politicians, no. Okay, thank you. Now, may I leave on there?
All right, brother, nice. Mr. NCBD, would you want to say something on this?
Yeah, on Oyetola and
Do
Adeleke.
you think past, not just to Oyetola, but this ones will be our case study. But you think probing should happen, or they should keep allowing these people to just go like that, even when we know that they've not done right?
No. Obviously, they should never be allowed to go scot-free after doing this type of things. And when we keep saying that, focus on the government, and the thing is, you can only focus on the government if the other person has not committed a crime that is affecting your own government. So, if because this is like word of mouth and word Adeleke's word against Oyetola's word, but if there's a proper investigation, whether by EFCC or whatever, and they discover that these things are true and they can't trace where some of this money went to, it's it's a crime. So it has to be the man has to be prosecuted, and that's why we have to give kudos to someone like Peter Obi that left billions. It's unheard of. It's only two governors in Nigerian history that has left money while leaving office. That is the late Yaradua of when he was a governor of Katsina, and Peter Obi. And even if you check the margin, totally different. I think Yaradua left, was it 9 or 8 billion? I'm not sure. Why Peter Obi left about 80 something. So and people are still doubting if they want this man or not. It's quite unfortunate. So, and that's why Peter Obi also said that if we get this thing wrong in 2023, that people, including the middle class, as of now, which we know that they're almost non-existent because the margin in Nigeria is just so wide, is either you're rich or you're poor.
Mr.
So,
CBD, I will ask you a question.
yes.
Finish first.
Yes. No, you can ask.
Okay. I just want to tell you that that one you just said now that Mr. Peter Obi left billions before he left. Me, I'm not too satisfied with that decision. You understand? Because I still said this thing before the last time. He's supposed to use that money to develop the state. put things in place for the citizens of that state, for the residents of that state. Leaving money in account, it does not make any difference to me. How will you leave money and you did not use it to develop the state? You know, but the state is still undeveloped, and you are leaving billions, so that the person that is coming after you will lose the money. Which kind of mentality is that? I have that problem with
let me answer you. You know, he has also addressed that because he was asked in an interview. Now, the thing is that, number one, he said government is in continuity, right? Now, that money is not like he just entered office or maybe one day before he left. These are monies that, as they are coming in, so it's not like they didn't come in at once. It's not like 80 billion just came in. It's just like, for example, maybe 10 billion comes out this year, or maybe the other year you find it's 20 something billion that he has saved. So it's a saving process. You cannot, when you're saving money for a particular project, you cannot go and take that money. Maybe your target is $1 million, for example. You cannot go and start using the money when it's probably $100,000 to do something. So eventually, but because of he's not permanently on seat, he cannot go and use. He cannot, be the one to do some of those projects. It's the same money that what's the name, Willie Obiano, the one that came after him, used to build the airport. I'm not saying it as it's not. Don't take my word for it. That is what the governor of is it Taraba said. I can even look for the video and maybe post the link to him later. So the Taraba governor said he asked Willie Obiano, where did you get this money that you used to build airport? He said it's the money that Peter Obi left on. So that's what Peter Obi is saying, that if he did not do it, and he left it for the next government to use it for the benefit of the state. So let us not look at it as if all that money, well, he left just came once and he decided to go and keep it. No, these are monies that he was saving for a particular reason, and because he was leaving office, the next government had to do it. So it's just it's easy to understand if you look at it that way.
All right, Brother Nice. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, he tried to give me some clear answer to it. But I cannot still digest it right now. I will see if I will digest that later. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr.
Unless if you're expecting as the money is coming in or as he's saving, he's using it at the same time, then it will probably not be used for something tangible. You understand? So maybe as the money is coming in, you want him to be giving it to people. So the main purpose, it will not even be felt. But now people can see airports. People can see some of the infrastructure that people even thought is Obiano that used his own maybe financial management capacity to save and construct. Meanwhile, it's just the money that Peter Obi left for him. So that's just the thing. If probably Peter Obi had maybe 10 years or so, maybe he would have been the one to do some of these things. So that's how you work together. That's how government is supposed to be. You're supposed to make it better for the next person coming after you.
Mr. CBD, I understand what you try to say. For me, there's no doubt that Peter Obi has done his best in that state, and he's a brilliant man, and I know a vibrant man. I know that there's no doubt about him. But the only way I'm not satisfied with is that money he left, and he did not use it for the right purpose. That is the only way I have problem with Peter Obi. You understand? But the rest is.
But do you agree that the airport? Do you agree that the airport is a good infrastructure for Anambra State?
I give him a pass for all those ones.
And do you know that it was during Peter Obi's time that these innocent motors that people are talking about is incentives and
policies. I knew about that.
Yeah,
I
and
know
also
about that, that he
including
assisted innocent.
internal roads of Anambra. Anambra, you'll be surprised to know that Anambra has one of the best road networks in Nigeria. It's there. It's not
Yes.
me saying. So he did a lot of things. And schools, do you know how many medical health
It's not I
training
Mr.
institutes that
Mr. CBD,
it will be built?
Mr.
So
CBD,
I'm just
all those
saying,
ones that you
I
are
know what
saying,
you mean. Yeah.
listen, all those ones you are saying, I did not say that he did not establish all those things. I know. But that money he left, that is the one that I'm questioning. You understand? Because me, I don't like that idea of I leave money and my successor need to, your successor that is coming is going to lose that money. Why will you leave
But
it there?
guys,
That is my
are you
question.
expecting? Are you expecting? The governor to clear the coffers before he leaves office?
What do you say?
Are you expecting the governor to clear the treasury before leaving office? To clear the state purse before leaving office?
He has to use the state, the treasury to develop the state before he leave office.
But he
That's what
did.
I'm saying.
But he did.
Eh?
But he did.
He did a lot.
But he did.
He
He
did
did a
about
lot.
the time.
He did so much. He did so much.
Okay.
You can't. I've been trying to understand the question myself. He can't clear the account. He needs to leave. There. I think he did. He did so well. He did so well. So. Not. I think. Obviously, he did so. And every predecessor has had to say that. Say that concerning him. And that's why it is that economic skill of his that Nigerians need right now. The way they can cut down on governance and every other thing so that we can be able to build our nation again. At this point, we need a man like Peter Obi. At this point, we do need a man like Peter Obi, I tell you. Mr. Chooks is in the house with us. Mr. Chooks, how you doing? It's good to have you on here. Please talk to us.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Emma. Yeah, sorry, I just joined you, so because I was at work, so I got break. So I just said let me try if you're still available. If you can remind me one or two things you're speaking on. I can only hear about speaking of saving money and not saving money. So
Okay, let's even that was a deviate. Okay, so I was asking Oyetola and Adeleke. Adeleke as their new findings that Oyetola, after he lost the election, went on ahead to take a loan of 18 billion naira, and also he has left the state in debt of 400 over 400 billion naira, even though Oyetola came out and said that the state is owing nothing, he has paid everybody, but Adeleke has attested otherwise to what Oyetola has said to the people. And now the question is, Adeleke has been complaining. No, will I say complaining? But Adeleke has been calling out Oyetola, saying things like the state house in Abuja, even down to television, down to chairs, the cars, everything has been cleared. And now the question is, should we continue like this? People are saying, Adeleke, move on. Are you there to complain or you are there to work? Are we going to keep saying that you are there to work? Or are we actually going to make an example of one of these people? Because you went to take a loan of 18 billion naira and nobody can trace the money to where it went to, or the projects the proposed projects, nobody they see anything. So at this point, this is the question: what are we? You think Adeleke should, forget it and move on, or you think that we should get the EFCC involved already and this matter should be pushed?
yeah, thank you once again. These are lies that Nigeria condone, with every bit of their heart every single day. Okay, yeah. Why would they be coming here? This one say I left, I didn't leave. Look, this government we are talking about. We are not talking about an individual that just for one reason or the other he find himself there. These are institutions you are controlling. Everything has who manages it. They have accountant general. They have this. They have that. What is Adeleke talking about? What is he even talking about? I can understand why people say he should move on and start start work. This is one of the reasons right? I am standing for Peter Obi because he said,
Start work
you
with
wouldn't,
which money?
pardon?
I mean, if the money that he's supposed to use to do the work is gone, how wouldn't he recover it back?
This is why they are called government. He knows what to do. Okay. Where have he published the account he met? What are we talking? If he knows that he's talking the truth, he should publish it. I watched it in when they were talking bullshit on TV. Present the documents. Let's Nigerians see what you're talking about. Present the document. Is that supposed to be hidden? This is public statement. These are public properties. He shouldn't have it. Let him publish everything, the handover note, everything. Let's see what is contained. And go to the actual decision and show us what it is. Then invite the law enforcement and make sure they do their job. He can't be coming out to, look, this is how we know the government that will fail. I'm sorry. This is how we know government that will fail. When you come into office, instead of you to take action, necessary action to remedy the situation, you are there crying. Does he come out, does coming out to the press to shout every day, amid 400 million or billion debt, does that help anybody? Does it help anything? I'm not even sure if he's saying the fact, because I can't see any document to back what he's saying. Can't see no document to back it up. So he's saying he should go back, start the government, if he doesn't have anything in his head before he got there. Because let me tell you, anybody vying for any political office in Nigeria knows that that place is rotten, that there's no money to handle those things. So if you know you don't have the brain to source out money, source out things, how you gonna do things, right? You better stay at home. We are tired of hearing it's the past government. That's why I'm still standing for Obi, because he said, you will not hear me complain about the past government because I know the problems at hand before I'm coming up, I'm taking that challenge. That's the attitude we want. For Adeleke to come there crying every time, I hate this. I must say it as it is. I hate this. People who actually says, move on, get on with the job. We might be talking anything about Soludo, but I have not ever heard him saying, oh, this man left me in debt. Did he not make it clear that he met nothing but debt when he came into office? Have we heard him crying about that? Is it that you have a way to deal with the person, make sure that he returns the money, or you move on and, if you're going to borrow and do what you are there to do. Thank you, Miss Emma.
All right, Mr. Chooks, thank you very much. Mr. Chooks, how have you been? It's been a long time since I had you on the broadcast. How have you been, Mr. Chooks?
Yeah, it's a question of the timing, it's that cold, this place, that, I used to do some certain things that will take me out of the place where I can talk to you guys. But right now, I have to remain in the office. It's too cold.
All right. So, yeah, you're having a white Christmas too.
I hope not. I don't want.
We have plenty sunlight here in Nigeria. Come home for some sunlight.
Look, Ima, please,
Yes.
don't make my heart stuck there now, because it is the insecurity that is stopping me. I love village. If I come to Nigeria, I spend most of my time in the village, right? So, and as it is now, there's no security. It's that insecurity that is chasing me away from, as a typical Igbo man now, Christmas, we know they use and joke.
All right, Mr. Chooks, thank you very much for joining us. And yes, I know, and oh dear, I just the government, if the government were proactive, they even give a two about the citizens, about us. They would have done everything possible to curb insecurity, and we would have been experiencing surge because lots of people are willing or plan to come back home, especially the season and of course for the elections. We would have our economy would have experienced the boom. But as it is, lots of people have had to cancel tickets, have had to move tickets. Much more, lots of people have had to buy ticket because they are relocating. So that's why I say I hope that the Christmas spirit is still very much alive right here with us. Thank you for joining us on our newspaper review today. I hope you've taken out time to like the broadcast. Mr. Sam, how you doing? Please. Okay, how you doing? Good to have you on the broadcast. I think I'm having you on here for the first time. I had to mute your mic, so please unmute your mic and
Mr.
let's hear
Sam,
from
how
you.
you doing? Please. Okay, how you doing? Good to have you.
Mr. Sam, please, you need to turn down the volume of your other device and do well to put your mic on mute when you are, yeah, joining the broadcast. Please, thank you very much. Please do well to to turn down the volume of your other device. There's a feedback over here, so I'll unmute your mic again so you can give your submission. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I hope una dey hear me well now.
Loud and clear, sir.
Oh, okay. I connect with television before. So like wetin this other guy talk, na talk wey be say we Nigeria at times I dey baff if we dey reason some things. These are delicate issue. If you say make a bring document come out before you go believe say there is no money left there, or there's still money, may bring documents come out before you go believe. Which document you will bring come out where you know say Nigeria can fabricate anything? Which document you will bring come out where you go know? All these things are lies. Money dey there, nobody carry any money come out for there. Even though they like me, they carry money come out for there. If they bring documents come out, you yourself, you no go believe whether the document na real. We know where we come from, Nigeria. Nah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Sam. Thank you. Please do also join us every time. This is the first time I'm having you on here. I will not forget that voice. So please do also join us every time. We are here Monday to Saturday. Just turn on your notification bell. Do what to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have premium content here. We bring on, this is an unbiased platform. We speak nothing but the truth and we allow the people speak. All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Tunaija. I see you on here. Thank you very much. Tunaija says this is why we should call for government accounts to be made public. I know you once said that it should be made transparent so we know how monies are being moved and who is getting this project and all of that. So Nigeria, it's good to have you on the broadcast. It's even good to have you, Mr. Chubuzo, on the broadcast. Mr. Chubuzo, how are you doing? Good to have you here. Please unmute your mic.
Yeah, Emma, good day, everyone. Everybody listening. I just came into the platform right now because I was just coming from East London. There's a place called East London here. Sorry, not London, it's in UK, So I just have a little bit of the highlight, though it's all about, corruption in Nigeria has been it became a birthright to every politician in Nigeria. So last night we were saying about identity, and all this identity is only way we can be able to question our characters in the leadership or in the system. If you ask those who live abroad, who understand how the system works, I believe whatever we do in Nigeria, if we don't apply our identity, if we don't have it in place, we will be still having all these challenges, and that is why we have all kind of questionable characters in the system, such like Buhari, Tinubu, Atiku. When you ask them, can you provide your elementary school certificate? None of them. Can you show us even the elementary school you go? None of them. Can you show us your family from the beginning? None of them can be able to, provide all these things. So we still have all these challenges that is giving us problem. And any person who told you that identification is not part of, in short, is the architect of a security in a country. If you don't have this in place, believe me, you will be having problems here and there. You will be having all these flashing points here and there. We need all this identity to clarify, not to point finger, because if you say somebody steal money, you can be able to now identify, know the process of how this thing goes and the person he's transacting with. You will know all these things. Emma, we still need all this thing in place. If we cannot be able to have all this thing in place, our challenges will remain here. He said, who said, and we need all these things so that we can move forward. We are in the 21st century right now, and we are still talking about all these things. And look at all these small countries in Africa. All of them have identity card. But only in Nigeria you can go around the world. Since I'm traveling, only in Nigeria you can see our identity does not matter. We don't have identity. Everybody come, you say I'm a Nigerian. It's a mess. All this Boko Haram we are fighting today, if we have identity, you will see all those things we eliminate. Because whenever there's a crime scene, they will go there, process everything, and they will know the car, they will know who is the owner of the car, they will know where the person lives, they will know they will use a fingerprint and detect every kind of atrocities all these people are committing. If they are foreign invaders, we will know. If they are interior invaders, we will know. But if we don't have all this thing in place, you will see this problem we are facing will keep on rising and rising and rising, and it will be happening. Let me ask you, Ms. Emma, I sent you a video. Did you play that video, please? Hello?
Yes, sir. Video has been reviewed, sir. Yes, Mr. Chibuzo.
Did you review the video?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. If you look at the content of that video, you will see that our challenges, that is why you see most of the prominent men, people who were there, they are telling you that military remain our problem. The constitution of the military, the constitution the military stated in that very moment is what we are still using today. And that is why you see, when you say 1999 constitution amendment, there's no Yoruba man there, there's no Igbo man there, there is no Hausa man there. It's only these gangsters, they call these syndicates we have in Nigeria. They are the one who amend it. They are the one who, impose it on us. And this is what is happening. And that is why you see when there is this kind of power, we try to make a power shift. There is a resistance because they know what they did. They know what they are doing. They know exactly what is behind all this our constitution. They know everything, and they don't want it to drive because they know if it drive, a lot of things will review. Where most of them were not a Nigerian. Like I told you, if you watch Buhari very well, Buhari is not a Nigerian. These are conscripts they use against the Biafrans, and that is why you see them. They are resisting so much because they want to hang on in power so that Nigeria cannot be able to succeed. And if we talk about this identity card, they don't want it to happen. But look at how much we are spending making PVCs, making BVN, making what they call it, BVN, right? Look at all these things fall into one identity. Why can't we use one identity and propel all this identification? But because of crooked people into the system, they use this one, they eat money. They use that one, they eat money. Emma, we need to do something. We need to advocate for all these things so that any political party that is coming in power, these are the first priority. Even though if you ask me, this current election, we're supposed to make it a mandatory. If you don't have a proper identity card, you don't register, you don't vote. It's very important. so that we will know the people in Nigeria and those who are not Nigerians. Please, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chibuzo. By the way, Mr. Kisley is sending one bottle of Guinness for you. All right, thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you on here. And Mr. Chibuzo, on the video that you sent to the team, it will be extensively discussed. You could bring that up during the evening broadcast later on, and it would be extensively discussed because the video has been thoroughly reviewed by the team. I don't have a space to talk about that on here. This is for the newspaper review, but thank you. If you have any information you'd like to bring out, you'd like to talk to us about, please do well to reach out to us on our WhatsApp.
Sorry,
thank you. Sorry, Mr. Chibuzo?
Have you seen that video before?
Yes, I saw the video you sent. I've watched it.
No, I mean previously, before I sent it.
No, before now, no, I haven't.
You haven't?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you too. Okay, thank you to each and every one of you on the broadcast today. Thank you. I'm wishing you an amazing weekend. Yes, have an amazing weekend. To each and every one of you on the panel, thank you very much. Thank you. Let's do this again tomorrow. Please do well to turn on your notification bell so you stay abreast of every broadcast that comes your way. Thank you very much. Have an amazing weekend. Join us this evening by 6 p.m. for the debate. You know you want to come in early for the debate today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until I come your way again, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.